Once upon a time, in a small, quiet village, there lived two poor farmers. Both worked tirelessly on their small plots of land to provide for their families. Despite their hardships, they carried on with their lives, day after day. One fateful day, both farmers passed away at the same time and found themselves standing before God. God looked at them with compassion and asked, "What was missing in your previous life?" The first farmer stepped forward, his voice filled with bitterness. "Oh God, you gave me a miserable life. I had nothing. I toiled in the fields like an ox, day after day, and still, what I earned was barely enough to feed my family. I never wore good clothes or enjoyed life like others. My hands were always empty. What a wretched, animal-like existence I had to endure." God listened patiently and then asked, "So what do you wish for in your next life?" The farmer replied without hesitation, "Please God, make it so that I never have to give anything to anyone. I only want to receive from everyone." God nodded and said, "You will receive what you have asked for. You may go now." As the first farmer left, God turned to the second farmer and asked, "And what about you? What was lacking in your previous life?" The second farmer folded his hands respectfully and said, "Oh God, you gave me everything. What more could I ask for? You blessed me with a loving family and enough land to work hard and provide for them. I am grateful for all of it. But there was one thing I deeply regretted. Sometimes, hungry and thirsty people came to my door. I could offer them water, but I had no food to give them, and they had to leave my house hungry. That regret has stayed with me even now." God then asked, "So what do you wish for in your next life?" The farmer bowed his head and prayed, "God, please grant me the ability to ensure that no one ever goes thirsty or hungry from my door. I want to give to everyone." God smiled warmly and said, "You will get what you have wished for. You may go now." In their next lives, the two farmers were born again in the same village. They grew up side by side, but their fates could not have been more different. The first man, who had wished only to receive and never give, became the village beggar. True to his wish, he no longer had to give anything to anyone, but he spent his days receiving alms from those who passed by. His life was one of dependence and emptiness. The second man, who had prayed for the ability to give, became the richest man in the village. He built a life of abundance, not just for himself, but for everyone around him. He gave generously to all who came to him for help, and no one ever left his door hungry or thirsty. His life was filled with purpose and joy. This story teaches us a profound lesson. Gratitude and selflessness are the keys to a fulfilling life. The first farmer focused only on his struggles and what he lacked, while the second appreciated what he had and wished to share it with others. Their fates in the next life were shaped by these choices. The law of the universe is simple yet powerful. What we give is what we receive, often multiplied many times over. If we give love, kindness, and help to others, life will repay us in abundance. Conversely, if we live with greed or selfishness, we only attract poverty and unhappiness into our lives. This principle explains why some are born into abundance and others into scarcity. If you wish to live a rich, happy, and prosperous life, strive to help those in need and spread joy wherever you go. Remember, the goodness you give to the world will always come back to you. Be the reason someone smiles. Be the reason someone finds hope. Life will reward you in ways beyond your imagination. True wealth lies not in what we keep, but in what we share. The seeds of kindness you plant today will bloom into blessings tomorrow. So, choose gratitude, choose generosity, and watch as the universe unfolds its wonders in your life.